Hello Capricorn, welcome back to my channel. I'm Delilah Rose. This is Delilah's Spiritual Spot, coming with your weekly reading for June 21st to the 27th, 2021. As I'm shuffling, please take this time to like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the notification button for when I drop a new video, unboxing, or go live. And let's just jump right into it. I think now I'm ready. So Capricorn, this card, you have 3 cards here. You have the Temple of Carnelian. This is again a healing card. I had this for one other sign. So you're entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet, and I like that they talk about the belly because it's all about the sacral chakra and healing that. If you're female, is healing that womb, right? So your womb area, your gut instinct, you know, your bladder. For males, it could represent the bladder, it could represent their phallus, and it's just healing whatever past traumas we carry in those areas. Also, if you are having health issues in that area, wearing carnelian or having a piece of carnelian in your hand really does help in terms of focusing on you healing your own body, along with medication and advice from a doctor, because I am not a doctor. So again, a piece of carnelian is a very beautiful stone. I don't think I have one out. Darn it, I should have brought it out. Anyway, we have proper burial for freedom, sacrifice to Osiris. So this is letting things go, and a lot of times when we need to heal, we just need to let negative energy go, and letting the past go is what I want to say to you. We have the Serpent of Fire here, Princess of the Serpent of the Sisterhood. Again, when I see this card, I think it's looking at oneself and taking time to self-reflect on, you know, a lot of the issues we cause, right? So, you know, sometimes you're not the cause of the negative energy, but we all play our part in any energy, positive or negative. And I think it's taking a look at that reflection and seeing what it is, how you could have behaved differently or acted differently, but not living in the past, just putting it in its place so going forward you don't repeat the same mistakes. Those same mistakes that cause that anxiety, irritable bowel syndrome, ulcers, anything having to do with that area of your gut. And for females, your female parts, and for males, it can also mean your sexual organs as well as your bladder and stomach. So let's get into this read. Using my Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. 6 cards on the table. Subconscious, conscious advice from Spirit, meaning what we think about in our minds, what we're doing in our conscious waking moments, and the advice / outcome. Okay. Oh, we have the World card. Well, thinking about literally everything and everything. It's a lot of the brain, and this is probably why we're having issues in that sacral chakra. You have the 4 of Cups in our conscious mind. 7 of Wands. What an accurate depiction of that card. I'll hold it up. You have the Queen of Swords. Sorry, my spirit guides to give me something. Okay, thank you. You have the Lover's cards clarifying that 4 of Cups. And then you have the 8 of Swords, clarifying that 7 of Wands, and that's significant. You have the 2 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, representing that you have a lot of choices to make. You have the blindfold on because it's the blindfold of your own creation, right? So it also means you need to take a leap of faith, and not knowing all the facts, not be able to see everything, but trust your own instinct in making that decision here. We literally have the world on our shoulders here, and this is what this represents to me in our subconscious mind. You know, you need to make a decision, and you need to make a decision not based on emotion. You need to be a little cold, right? Because when we talk about swords, it's about intellect and not emotion. So you need to make a decision that may seem a little bit emotionally cold, But it's the best thing for you, and it's just based on facts. Like, make a list, put it down on paper, take the emotion out of it, right? And if you want to contrast and compare, what you should do is make a list based on your emotion, your emotional self. Make a list on what your mind says, and then compare the two, right? And then make an intellectual choice, even if it does seem cold to the relationship, because this is a relationship read. You have the Four of Cups here at the head of the current situation, right? In our current or conscious mind. It's a feeling of being unfulfilled, right? But it's also a card of choices and decisions. We're not happy with the current situation, and that's all you're focusing on. You're not focusing on the solution, which is being handed to you. That is your instinct here, to go by instinct and go by intellect versus emotion, right? Because you're gonna miss an opportunity and a blessing here. And this is in reference to your relationship. What is it do you want from your relationship? If you're in a current relationship, what is it you want from that person? What is it about the relationship that's not making you feel fulfilled in that relationship? You really need to understand and make decisions and choices based on intellect. Because if you bring emotion into it, emotion just clouds it, because you're going to be thinking about the other person's emotions and feelings, and you're not going to be taking a look from the position of what is it I need, what is it that fills my cup, right? If you're not in a relationship, this is the energy you need in your life, because right now you are emotional, right? And again, this is for all Capricorns. Listen to your sun, moon, rising for a bigger picture. But at this time, Capricorn, and I think this can apply, you're feeling very emotional and you're not thinking logically. And this is telling you to think logically in whatever choices and decisions you have to make in any relationship. And that means business too. It means friendships. It means relationships with your parents or siblings. In our advice column, and this applies to whatever situation you're going through, Capricorn, we have the Seven of Wands. And when we talk about the Seven of Wands, it's self-defense, right? You're so busy protecting protecting emotion, right? And not even your emotion. You're protecting other people's emotions and feelings, that you're not able to express yourself, and you're not able to fill your cups because you're thinking about everyone else. Take emotion out and think about things logically, because that is the only thing that is holding you back, represented by that Eight of Swords. It's a self-binding, right? It's a self-binding. When you think about that Eight of Swords, you know, you may even be self-isolating at this time and withdrawing emotionally from people. Being emotional doesn't mean, if I'm feeling emotional, I may retreat, right? And I might put myself into a box. And that's what we need to avoid here, because in that self-isolation and that emotional self, the other person feels like you are abandoning them or retreating from them, and that might not be the case. You're just trying to figure your situation out, is what I want to give you. Yeah. What's funny is that I feel physically sick doing this read, and I'm not sick, but that's the stress and anxiety. This is where the carnelian's gonna come in. Temperance, emotional balance. This is you bringing it all together, because you're all over the place, and because you're all over the place, there's decisions and things being delayed. Listen, this is a good sign. If you're in a relationship, judgment brings balance, right? It brings clarity. It brings a decision or a wake-up call, right? A wake-up call to what should happen based on your needs, right? Because you're too busy catering to other people's needs and emotions at this time. You do have the Four of Wands here, and I love this depiction of the Four of Wands. When we talk about the Four of Wands, we're talking about celebrations. We're talking about a happy life. If you don't fill your own cup up, you can't fill somebody else's. And this is what this reading is for you, Capricorn, is taking emotion and intellect out so that you can have your happy life, represented here by the Nine of Cups. All your cups being filled in every aspect of your life. But it's time for you to make whatever decision it is, to heal that sacral chakra, that, you know, that womb, that stomach area. For men, the phallus is about healing that part of yourself. And I'm Delilah Rose. This is Delilah's Spiritual Spot. Thank you for joining me.